Hi, I'm E.D. Lewis, and welcome back to my channel for another nocturnal review. This video is actually being pre-recorded, and I almost feel like the angles are off, but I've been messing with this thing and I cannot get the angles quite right. The equipment is not wanting to cooperate, so I apologize if things look slightly off. But anyway, so, I'm finally actually doing an actual book review this time. I've been doing the Fear Street trilogy from Netflix lately, and there's one more of those coming up because the new one comes up this Friday, so of course I'm going to watch that, and I'm going to go ahead and review it, so keeping up with that. But in the meantime, let's talk about a book that's not a movie. And there's no film adaptation, at least not at this point anyway. So, I'm reviewing Dracul. By the way, this is a Dracula review if I forgot to say that, which I know I just did. So, welcome back to a new episode of my Dracula reviews. So, sorry about that. I haven't done a Dracula review in a while, so it just feels weird, is what I'm trying to say. I just feel a little off about it, because it feels weird doing it, since I've been doing some other reviews since I came back. Anyway, so we're doing Dracul, which this is one I meant to do at a later date in the Dracula review series, but I said, hey, let's go ahead and, do Dracul. So, I actually read this during, I started reading it right before Halfway-Nathon. I knew I was going to have to stop because I was going to be reading other things, including the Dracula graphic novel I read, and the Coppola Dracula film adaptation novelization. That was a mouthful right there. The novelization of the Coppola film, which you can check out my review on here, and it's just a previous episode, so look for that. I'll put the link down below in the description. So, like I said, I plan on actually, so I continued reading this after Halfway-Nathon. I also read some other things in between, so it kind of stretched it out, and it's kind of a thick book. It's, if you don't count the extra material at the back, it's like 400 and some pages. Yeah, it's 400 and some pages if you don't include that. But if you include all the extra, it's over 500 pages, and I didn't read all I read some of it, I skimmed other parts. I did not read the little interview at the back, though, so I think I read a couple questions, but not the whole thing. But all in all, I highly recommend this book. I'm just going to jump into it and say that. I highly recommend this book. I'll get to my synopsis in a moment. There was parts in this book that were so creepy it made me cringe. I wasn't scared or terrified, but I cringed. There were so many gross-worthy moments with, do I want to say what any of them are? Will that be a spoiler? I'll say one. I won't say what the context that it's in, but I will tell you, there is something with maggots at one point. There's other things too, but there's, I think there's a couple different with maggots, and it made me cringe. It didn't frighten me, it just grossed me out. So there are some of those moments, and there are some intense moments in this book, but all in all. So I'm already going to tell you, like I said, I highly recommend this book. Do check this book out by Dacre Stoker and J.D. Barker. Which I've never read any J.D. Barker stuff, but I have read Dacre Stoker before because I read his previous outing with Dracula, which did not go very well. I will actually talk more about that one in a future video. I meant to have done it before this, but oh well. But it is very good. So anyway, let me tell you what the book is about. So the book is about Bram Stoker, the one who wrote Dracula originally. He grows up in Dublin. He's born and grows up in Ireland. I think he's born around Dublin. He's born in Dublin, sorry. And he is suffering an illness, so he's not doing so well and stuff, and his family thinks he's going to die. He's had this illness since he was little. His nanny, Ellen, is the only one that seems to be able to cure him. And she has this mysterious... Cut that, I'm not going to say that. She's mysterious, and I'm not going to tell you why. Read the book for that one. No spoiler there. She's mysterious, you know, reasons I cannot tell you why. And he and his sister is I think she's a little bit older than him by like a year. Her name is Matilda, and you know, she's a great artist, and she, you know, draws these pictures, but they're never quite right. She never can quite capture Nanny Ellen's likeness at all. So they go out and they follow her one night when she is walking toward the tower of this broken down castle. And what they find on this venture sticks with them for the rest of their lives. We jump forward from 1854 to 1868. It's been some years now. Nana Ellen has been gone from their lives for so long, but yet they always keep thinking about her. I turn the book at an angle because my halo is glaring on it. So, and they get caught up in this mystery about Nana Ellen. They're trying to find her, trying to locate her, to ask her these questions, and find out why Bram is even still alive now when he shouldn't be. Not to mention, when they were children, there was a mysterious murder that happened of a fellow townsman and somewhat of a neighbor. Not, you know, like neighbor lives right next door, but, you know, in the community, who had supposedly drastically murdered his family, and then, all except for his young daughter, and then he was executed. Strange thing is, this man has reappeared in a photograph in a newspaper, still alive, and under a different name. The story all leads up to a tower where Bram is fighting for his life against vampires. All he has is a shotgun, crosses on the wall, a little paste made from holy water, holy host, and garlic, and a journal. That's all I'm going to tell you. It is the prequel to Dracula, and it is a very good prequel. I loved it. I was going to be a little skeptical. It's like, would I think of this as a true prequel? I don't know. Well, while I was reading it, I decided, yes, this is definitely a prequel. There's just one issue I had, and it's the ending. I didn't like the ending because of what it suggested. I can't tell you about that. I did not like the ending. Where they jumped 20-some years later to 1890, I think it was. I didn't like that a little bit. I think it should have cut off before that point. But that's my opinion. All in all, I loved it, and I guess Paramount has tried to option it, or are optioning it. I don't know if it's still going through, that they're planning on making a movie of this. That ought to be interesting. And, you definitely do learn the origins of Dracula in this book. And also, there's a lot of references that the authors have made to Macrana, which is the Icelandic version of Dracula, which actually I am reading on the side right now. And I will do a review on that. And it is a little bit different. There are some different things, and the authors claim anyway that they think that the original version of Dracula, before Bram Stoker's editor had him change some things because he was afraid of panic, especially with the Jack the Ripper murders that were, you know, still fairly recent, a couple of years off. Wanted things to change in it. Now, I mean, there's a whole bunch of investigation with Macrana, and I can go a little bit more into it maybe in the video before that, but it's interesting. And I don't know how much of the stuff at the back of the book that they're putting on as kind of a show, as a kind of a gimmick, or how much of this they actually believe. But I actually got this book as part of my birthday last year. So I got this because I got a little birthday money, so I spent on some books, and I got this at Barnes & Noble along with another book I've already reviewed, and that was the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. That was my Pride Month read. So this is Dracul by Dacre Stoker and J.D. Parker. Fantastic book. It has all kinds of praises on it. Like, we have Family Circle is praising it. R.L. Stine is praising it, you know, the author of Goosebumps and Fear Street. And even the author of Bird Box says it's scary as hell. So, do check this book out. It's awesome. It's excellent if you like Dracula. If you didn't like Dacre Stoker's previous Dracula outing with Ian Holt, which I'll talk about in another video, this one I think will, there's a fly in here. This one will, I think, redeem Dacre Stoker. And like I said, they are supposedly planning to do a movie. I did watch an interview with Dacre Stoker, and I guess he and J.D. Barker do have plans for a sequel. They have an idea for a sequel, they have it outlined, but his editor said, don't do it yet unless the movie is a go, for sure, and the movie comes out, because then the editor or whatnot said that he could sell it then. He can't sell it until unless the movie comes out. So I guess that, they're looking for a buzz. I kind of hope, though, they don't do a sequel, personally. I think this book should stand alone as it is. But that's my personal opinion. So I will see you next time for another Dracula review. And I will also, which I don't know when that will be. And I'll also see you next time for Fear Street. So, see you then. Bye-bye.